Do you know the way you hear fellas saying the school days are the best days of your life, yeah? Well, they're not lying, really. I mean, I had a great time at school. I know a lot of lads, they were into their hurling or their Gaelic or whatever. What me and my buddies used to do for sport is, we used to call fellas bent. So say you'd be sitting behind a fella in Irish or something, say, right, and about halfway through the class you give him a poke and you'd say to him, here, shame me, boy. And he'd turn around to you and he'd go, what, boy? And you'd say to him, you're fucking bent, boy. And he'd turn around and he'd go, I'm not, boy. And you'd say to him, well, that's not what I heard. And you see, then you'd be psychologising him as well. Because if he wasn't bent, he'd be saying to himself, fuck, someone's going around saying that I'm bent. And even if he was bent, he'd be saying to himself, fuck, one of my boyfriends is after ratting me out, you know? But I kind of lost touch with the whole school thing. I dropped out about a week after the entrance exam, you know, and I was kind of hanging around doing fuck all for a while, like, you know yourself. I was just knocking around with a fella, Darren. He just turned out to be just wasting my time, really, you know. Next thing, one day, the mother opened up the paper and she saw that Force were running a course in being a complete piece of shit. So I said, that's perfect for me. So I signed up straight away, went down, and the first couple of weeks were grand, like, you know, there was a couple of sound lads on the course with me and that, but there was this one lecturer, and I just clashed with him, you know. It was just, like, I was looking at him going, so what do you know? What can you teach me? So you're only an old fella, like, you know what I mean? And he was looking at me going, so what do you know? You think you know it all? You're only a young fella, boy. You know, so we were just at loggerheads for a while, but over the course of the few months of the course, if you will, I'm sorry to be repeating myself, I just bonded with him, you know. We just sort of, there was a couple of days where we just really clicked. And I mean, he taught me things that I'd never really thought about thinking about before, you know, like, he looked at things from a completely different perspective. To him, it wasn't just about sitting on a wall. He taught me how to lean against a wall. To him, it wasn't simply about just hanging around outside of a shop. No, a phone box, a bus stop, a bank machine, any sort of a civic amenity that society requires to function as a cohesive whole is ripe for the scumming, like. Think about it, like. I mean, you could be hanging around outside of one of them things, asking people for fags or change or just causing shit in general, like. I mean, he changed the whole game. I'd never really thought about it like that before, you know, and I never forget, you know, on the last day of the course, you know, standing up on the steps in the Force Centre out in Catherine Street there, and they were handing out all the scrolls to the boys, you know, like, congratulations, you're a piece of shit, like. And he came up to me and he gave me the scroll. And he put his hand out to me to shake my hand. And it was real intense now, like, it was like the handshake in Predator or something, like, Dylan, you son of a bitch, or something like that, like, you know. And he said to me, he said, I knew you had it in you, Brian. Knew you could do it, kid. And I looked him straight in the eyes. And I said to him, Martin, I said, you're fucking bent, boy.